Hi guys, Shannon here. Welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time, to our YouTube channel at The Path. So today's practice, as you know because you've clicked on the video, is a Hatha practice. So we'll be taking things a little bit slower, a very focused practice, focusing on opening some space in the hips. Grab yourself a mat, close doors, find a quiet space where you're not distracted to return back to yourself. Let's begin lying down on the mat. So our first asana in this practice is going to be bridge pose. So lying down on our backs now, let's bring the heels pretty close in towards the sit bones, making sure the knees are pointing straight up and the feet are facing forwards. Arms are coming down either side of the body, spreading through the fingers, and we start to straight away lift up with the hips. Coming all the way until the hips are high and the chest is coming through the shoulders whilst the shoulders are pressing down. Let's start to cultivate a smooth breath now. Breathing in and out through the nose. And working with the ujjayi sound, if that's within your practice today. Just a slight contraction of the vocal cords, so you can hear a whispering type sound with your own breath. Take one more inhale. And then slowly exhale, one vertebrae at a time. Start to roll back down to lay flat. Okay, and let your back and the muscles on your back relax for a moment. And then let's bring knees into chest. Both legs coming in. You can hold around the knees, the shins. If you feel good to, you can wrap your arms all the way around. So it's going to give you a more intense moment on the hip flexors. Breath is still moving smoothly in and out the body. Let's see if we can keep this going the whole practice. I'll remind you every so often. Okay, for the last moment here, let's lift back of the head off of the mat. Bringing nose up towards the knees now. If at any point in the practice you lose that smooth breath and the control over the breath, then it's usually a sign that you need to pull it back a little and take a rest. One more inhale. Exhale, relax, back of head, back down, and shoulders. Okay, now keep your legs up in this bent position for a moment. If you have space, swing your arms out to the sides, hands in line with shoulders. We're going to lower the legs down from one side of the body to the next, getting into a supine twist. Let's use the oblique abdominals to control the legs moving slowly down now to the left side of your body. Maybe just the feet meet the ground. Maybe you want to bring a cushion under your knees. Maybe your legs completely touch the ground. Either way, let's bring shoulders towards the mat. So pressing the shoulders down so the chest is facing upwards. Giving our body a little bit of time to experience the posture. For the spine to release. To create more space. And let's slowly come up. Again, we're using oblique abdominals here, so core engaged, legs coming up. If you need to readjust your hips, you can, but if you're still feeling pretty square with the body, then we're going to lower straight down to the second side. Legs coming down to the right. Again, a cushion under the legs if you need support. Keeping shoulders down towards the ground. Breathing here. One more round of breath. That's both inhale and exhale. And then let's release and come back to lay flat on the back. One last thing here before we come and sit up. Legs are both going to extend up towards the ceiling, and we're going to flex the feet, bringing toes in towards the shins. Press your lower back firmly into the ground, so we bring the core into engagement. Arms are down by your sides. Don't worry if your legs aren't all the way straight, little bend is okay. One leg at a time, we're going to lower down on an inhale. And then we bring the leg back up on an exhale. And keep it moving, one leg at a time with the breath. Only bringing the leg as far down to the ground as we can whilst remaining in control and whilst keeping the lower back close to the ground. And let's stay, remain present with our awareness as well. This is really what all of our practice is about, staying present throughout each moment, with each breath, with each posture, and the journey that all of it together leads us on. Let's take one more either side. And finishing with the legs straight up. Okay. We're going to rock to sit up. If you prefer not to rock, you can roll to the side. If you're good to rock, then lift your hips off of the ground for a little bit of momentum, and then rock up. Maybe you need to move a little more backwards on the mat. Bring your legs into Dandasana, so we're sitting with the legs straight. If you need to sit on something, you can, to give you a little bit more space around the hips. We're getting straight into Janu Shirshasana from here. Keep your right leg long. Let's bring left leg into this half bent position with sole of foot to the inner thigh of the right leg. Body is facing forwards here. We're going to flow a little bit here. Working with the breath once again. Inhale, reaching arms all the way up above the head. Exhale, reach forwards into a reaching forward fold. Using inhale, slide hands either side of the legs and reaching up. And exhale, folding. Keep this going for another few rounds. Don't worry if that left leg isn't close to the ground right now. We're going to keep going with the hip work today. So maybe we find a little bit more mobility by the end. One final round, reaching up, inhale. And holding a little longer in the depth of the stretch. So choosing to take hold of the right leg, either side of the leg. If you're able to reach to the foot, you can. Reaching head down. Let's give the body a little bit of time. Using inhales to find a little bit extra length. Chest reaching forwards, sit bones reaching backwards, and exhale a little more depth and softness. For one more breath like that. And then slowly releasing the side. Bringing the hands into the body and simply swapping legs. Left leg out long, right leg in. Same exact position, body facing square to the front, heel nice and close in towards the groin if you can, top of sit bones. Inhale, reaching arms up. Exhale, reaching forwards, folding forwards. Keep it moving with your breath. If you're going too fast, maybe a lot faster than me, then maybe that's a sign to work to cultivate a slower breath. The more we practice, or the longer we've been practicing for, the more we just want to work on steadying everything out. Eventually getting to the point that our practice just feels like a continuous moving meditation. We're very present, very aware of everything that's happening. Let's take a couple more rounds before we hold. And folding forwards, ready for the held variation now. Bringing hands in contact with something. Something as well to note is if you're reaching your arms really far forwards and it's causing your back, your spine to be really rounded, then I'd probably say to bring the hands a little closer so you can find a little bit more softness here. And give the body permission and security, safety to be able to really relax into the depth rather than causing unnecessary stress on muscles. You for a breath or two longer. Reaching chest forwards, sit bones backwards for those of you who want extra depth. And slowly starting to walk hands back in. So I'm not spending overly long. Typically in Hatha we would spend longer than this, but this is a shorter class today, so I do want to work through a variation of different postures. Next is Baddha Konasana. So we're bringing the soles of feet together. We're not going to hold this. We're actually going to move through a couple of different variations again to mobilize and work the space of the hips. So we're going to start by holding the feet steady, and we're going to start to move the legs up and down in this kind of flapping action. You are engaging your muscles here to move the legs up and down. And we're going to keep going for just a little bit of time until we start to feel the glutes engaged, the hips feel a little warmer, maybe even a little achy. Keep going with the breath. I know we're not working simultaneously with the breath right now, but that smooth Ujjayi breath is still here, it's still there. We use it the whole time in the practice, unless we practice kumbakas and things, but not today, to support us, to keep our body steady, to steady our minds, to steady our energy. Okay, from here, we're going to squeeze the legs up. I want you to squeeze your legs in towards your arms, and at the same time, feel as though your arms, your elbows are pressing down to the legs. So it's like a counter resistance, and we're going to hold here for just a little bit longer. Squeezing legs up, working the adductors here. And then release down, and relax the legs down. You might even notice that the legs now are a little bit lower than they were before. Don't worry if not, stuff does take time. Okay, we're going to continue on. More postures to come. Next up is downwards facing dog. You can fold your legs, bring your hands in front of you, and in your own time come up into your downwards facing dog. A couple of alignment cues for those of you who are newer to the practice. Let's spread through the fingers, making sure the hands aren't too close together. My little fingers pretty much touch the edges of the mat, but I've got pretty broad shoulders. You find a position that gives your neck and your shoulders enough space. Feet are a lot closer than that, hip width distance apart. Maybe we're on the toes today, maybe we're starting to find a heaviness in the heels. Let's actively press through the shoulders so it feels like we're pressing the ground away. What we're not doing is collapsing into the chest, into the shoulders. Active posture here. Feeling the ground beneath the feet, beneath the hands. Chin just slightly down to relax the neck. And if you feel the need to slightly bend one knee or the next, just take what you need in your down dog and leave the rest, especially in today's practice. Moving in a Hatha style, so we're removing the excess, the fluffiness, and we're getting back to the basics of the foundations of the postures. Sit bones reaching a little higher. Inhale. Exhale. And start to walk feet forwards. And come into our Uttanasana, forward fold. Now, we're not working completely all on the hips today. Of course, now we're working hamstrings and things, but everything is related in the body. The fascia connects the body as a whole, so by working other places in the body, we're going to release the hips as well. We're in our forward fold now. Let's bend the knees if we need, hold the elbows, and relax the head down completely. Heaviness in the upper body are pressing through the toes. Keeping the body close to the legs. And keeping the weight of the body more in the fronts of the feet than the back. Option to keep your arms here in front of the legs, or now bring your arms behind your legs, behind the knee creases. If you want to go further than that, only if your body feels ready, you can slide the legs down. the legs, the arms down the legs. There we go. So the arms are closer towards the ankles. Maybe that's not quite right today. Only you will know. Listen to the signs that your body is giving you, whether it's time to go deeper or whether it's time to back off. Inhale. Exhale, release. Soften the knees a little bit. Bring the hands in front. And we're getting into Malasana. We're going to heel toe the feet apart. This is Malasana, like the mala beads you get on a mala necklace. So we're creating this round shape with the body. Toes are pointing outwards, knees are following the line of the toes. If possible, pressing outer edges of feet down. Doesn't matter if you're on the toes today, not the heels, but you might want to keep your hands down if that's the case. Hands are coming to heart space. We're reaching elbows into the inner thighs. Now we are going to work with a dynamic movement here. It's quite a traditional one from a long time ago, created by yogis that came a long time before us. We're going to move the arms up and down. This is called chopping wood in English. We're going to reach the arms up, fingers are interlacing. This is your inhale. On your exhale, you bring the arms down. It's dynamic on the exhale, all in and out through the nose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down. Keep it going. Keep it going, bringing a lot of prana into the body, a lot of life into the body. Also a little bit of mobility in the shoulders, as well as strength in the hips. A little longer. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Let that settle. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. Reach the crown of head a little higher, a little bit more lift up through the pelvic floor. Inhale. Exhale, tip your body forwards. Come back to Uttanasana, forward fold. And one vertebrae at a time, start to roll up through the spine. At the top, relax your shoulders down. And take a circle, shoulders up to the ears. And back and down. Good job. Okay, not much standing work today. We're going to take Vikrasana now, tree pose, a beautiful way to find space in the hips without the floor beneath us. I'll mirror you. You can keep your right leg down and bring your left leg up, sole of foot to inner calf or inner thigh, heel high as possible up to the groin, as high as works for you. Foot is facing straight downwards, no toes curling forwards if possible. Glutes engaged, we can start to move the pubic bone forwards, reach the knee to the side and find a nice flat inner thigh space here, or at least a lot of space and space building in the pelvis. Hands are coming to heart now. Hands close into the chest. And coming to find a spot to steady the eyes onto, engaging with that drishti, our gaze. Ujjayi breath is still moving in and out. Knees still reaching to the side. Nice. For the last moment, let's take the arms up above the head. Inhale. Exhale, release, hands to heart. Point the knee forwards with control, step feet together. Take a little moment. Even just feel the difference between the two sides now. 2 legs. Second side. Coming up, same posture, sole of foot to inner thigh or inner calf. Glutes engaged, knee reaching far to the side, hands to heart. Let's relax the shoulders down. And let's aim to find this balance of effort and ease. Sthira Sukha. Not all effort where the body is extremely tense, but equally not all relaxed, so we're wobbling all over. We've got a nice stable foundation to the posture, but a feeling of lightness, brightness, and ease in the face and the upper body. Keep reaching knee to the side for the last breath. Let's take the arms up. Inhale. Hold here, shoulders down. One more inhale. And exhale, release knee to the front and slowly foot down. Arms coming down by your sides into Tadasana. Take a breath. Well done, everyone. We're going to take it down to the mat now. So from the top of the mat, which I'm guessing where you stayed, I just turned to face you. We're reaching the arms all the way up above the head. Inhale. Folding forwards now into Uttanasana. Exhale, back to the forward fold. Working through a flow to finish. Inhale, lift the chest. Ardha Uttanasana. Fingers to the ground or hands to the legs. And bring in the hands down. Step the feet back. Take it through modified or full body Chaturanga Dandasana. Shift body weight forwards. Lower knees down for modified. Elbows pointing backwards as chest and chin comes towards the ground. Enjoy this back bend, it's the only real one in the class. Point your toes, slide your legs through. Come into Bhujangasana with a little bend in the arms, a nice lift of the chest. Inhale. Exhale, take it up and back into last downwards facing dog. Breathing here. Dropping in to feel what's happening in the body. Well done, one more breath. And let's take the eyes forwards. And you can step or hop to a seated position. If you're going to hop, you're going to land lightly and lift the hips, keeping the eyes front. Into a cross-legged seat. Okay, last few moments in this practice is our Baddha Konasana before we end. Soles of feet together, knees to the sides. Heels as close into your body as feels right for you, top of the sit bones. Thighs are internally rotating here, finding a little bit of space in between the feet if possible. Try not to hold your toes as you're going to close your hips. Let's inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, fold. Stay with the active breath here. This is the last thing we're doing today. We've warmed up the body a little bit. We've worked a lot with the hips. Let's reach the knees to the sides, draw the chest forwards. I will say maybe your body isn't folded forwards right now. Maybe you're sitting up, and that's, of course, okay. Practice takes time. It's not a quick fix, but if you stick to it, it can be transformational. Not just physically. Relax the head, maybe close the eyes in the final few breaths in this posture. And slowly start to bring your body back up. Hands in towards you. Find yourself in a comfortable seat, maybe cross the legs, sit up tall as we close the practice with an Om. Shoulders down, eyes closed, hands to Anjali Mudra. Inhale. Thank you guys for joining me for today's practice. Please remember to like this video if you enjoyed the practice, share it with your friends who you feel might benefit from yoga. We want to spread more of this energy into the world. And also remember to click the bell so you can be notified when we upload a new practice. Thank you, everyone. I hope to see you soon.